Dear students, today I'm going to discuss about the taxiways. So we already know what do you mean by runways. Runways are used for landing and taking off of the aircraft. So once it is landed or before taking off, it has to move from the aircraft has to move from the parking slot to runways, and such movements will be there in the airport. So all the paved areas that are provided except for landing and takeoff are known as taxiways. So these provide access from runways to terminal areas and other service areas. So in this figure, if this is the runway and if this is hangar, that is areas for maintenance or parking, etc. If it is provided here, then all other paved areas are known as taxiways, and these are meant only for the movement of the aircraft. So next is layout of taxiways. So while we are fixing the layout of the taxiways, the following factors or considerations have to be taken into account. So the first one is arrangement of the taxiways. So the arrangement of the taxiway should be such that the aircraft which has landed should have minimum interference with the aircraft taking off. Okay, so there should not be any delay in taking off due to this landing aircrafts. And in the case of busy airports, you have to provide exit taxiways. So exit taxiways means it is meant only for exiting from the runways. So while the aircraft has landed, in order to exit the aircraft from the runways very quickly, we can provide exit taxiways so that the runway occupancy time will be reduced and you can increase the airport capacity or runway capacity. Next is it should avoid crossing of the crossing with runways. So we have to avoid crossing of runway and taxiways in any case. Next is turn off speed. So turn off speed means the speed at which the aircraft can exit from the runways to the taxiways. So if the taxiways are designed for higher turn off speed, the advantage is that aircraft can quickly exit from the runways because they need not decelerate to a lower speed. So at a higher speed itself, they can exit from the runways to the taxiways. So the advantage is again the runway occupancy time will be reduced. So that is the advantage. Next is regarding the route, we have to prefer the shortest distance for taxiways. Next is geometric design standards. As we have discussed for runways, there are many geometric design standards. So similarly, here also we are having different geometric design standards similar to that of the runways. So the first one is the length of the taxiway. Second one, longitudinal gradient. Third one, rate of change of longitudinal gradient. Fourth one, side distance. Fifth one, transverse gradient. Sixth one, turning radius. Seventh one, width of safety area, and eighth one, width of taxiway. So the first one is length of the taxiway. So regarding the length of the taxiway, you have to provide the shortest distance possible. So whatever be the purpose, it should be satisfied. That is from which point to which point the connectivity has to be provided. But the length should be as short as possible. Next is longitudinal gradient. So here the longitudinal gradient, if it is very steep, it will be affecting the fuel consumption. So due to that reason, maximum values are specified by ICAO. So for A and B types of airport, the maximum longitudinal gradient specified by ICAO is 1.5 percentage, and for C, D and E types it is 3 percentage. Next is rate of change of longitudinal gradient. So the rate of change of longitudinal gradient will be mainly affecting the side distance. So the maximum rate of change of longitudinal gradient for 30-meter length of vertical curve as recommended by ICAO is as follows. For A, B and C types it is maximum 1 percentage, and for D and E type it is maximum 1.2 percentage. Next is side distance consideration. So the ICAO recommendations for side distance considerations are: for A and B types of airport, the surface of the taxiway should be seen for a distance of 195 meters from a point 2.1 meter above the taxiway. And for C, D, and E types of airports, the comparable dimensions are 300 meters and 3 meters. That is, 300 meters should be visible from a point 3 meter above the taxiway. Next is transverse gradient. So ICAO recommendations for the maximum transverse gradient for different class of airports are as follows. For A, B and C types it is 1.5 percentage, maximum value is 1.5 percentage, and for D and E type it should be a maximum of 2 percentage. And the minimum value, it is not specified, but it is desirable to provide a minimum 0.5 percentage transverse gradient to have efficient drainage. Then according to FAA, the specification for shoulders, that is transverse gradient, regarding transverse gradient, the specifications for transverse gradients on shoulders is 5 percentage, maximum 5 percentage for first 3 meter width of shoulder and 2 percentage thereafter. So it is applicable for all types of airports. So you can see here, one cross section is there. Okay, so here you can see here. So here the this is the taxiway, the paved taxiway. So it is having 1.5 percentage maximum. Then after that you're having shoulders to both sides. So for the first 3 meter of shoulders, maximum you should can provide 5 percentage, and thereafter you can provide a maximum of 2 percentage. So that is the slope specified by FAA. That is, FAA recommends the specifications for shoulders. The next is turning radius. So, in the case of turning radius, circular curve of large radius is preferred in the case of this taxiways. So, if you are having junctions of there, or there is any deviation in direction, you have to provide circular curves, horizontal curves. So, large circular curves are generally preferred, and the radius can be obtained by using three conditions, and from that you can take the maximum as the radius to be provided. So the first one is, radius can be obtained from the following formula: r is equal to v square by 125 f, where r is the radius of the curve, v is the aircraft speed in kilometers per hour, and f is the coefficient of friction between tire and pavement surface, which is usually taken as 0.13 meters. So that is first equation for finding out radius, turning radius. Then the second condition is based on what is the type of aircraft we are expecting. So irrespective of the speed, you have to provide this much turning radius minimum. So for airports having large subsonic jet planes, you have to provide minimum 120 meters as the turning radius, and for airports serving supersonic jet planes, you have to provide a minimum of 180 meters as the radius of the circular curve or turning radius. Next is by Hornjeff's equation. So by Hornjeff's equation, the radius can be found out by using this equation: r is equal to 0.388 w square by 0.5 t minus s. So the advantage of this equation is, if you are finding out radius by using this equation, the main gear of the aircraft will not be coming closer than 6 meter from the edge of the pavements. That is the advantage. So here r is the radius and w is the wheelbase of the aircraft, t is the width of the taxiway, and s is the distance between the midway of the main gear and the edge of the taxiway pavement. So that you can see here in this figure. So here this is the edge of the taxiway, and this is the path followed by the main gear. Okay. So you can see in this equation. So here in this equation, W is the wheelbase. So we know that wheelbase is the distance between the main gear and the nose gear. And here T will be the width of the taxiway pavement, and S is the distance between point midway of the main gear and the edge of the taxiway pavement. So here this will be the path of the point midway between the main gear. So the if we know the gear thread, the advantage is you can find out the midway of the main gear. So if you are having main gear like this, and if you know the gear thread, you will get from this center to here what will be the distance. Then plus 6 will give you S. So S will be equal to wheel thread by 2 plus 6. So that 6 is added because this condition is to be satisfied as per Hornjeff's equation. That is, in any case, the main gear of the aircraft should not come closer than 6 meters from the edge of the pavement. So if the main gear on the right side is coming here, this gap should be minimum 6 meters. So you are getting this distance from gear thread by 2 and plus 6. So that will be our S. So from this equation also you can find out radius. So from these three conditions you will get three values for radius and take the maximum to get the radius, turning radius. Okay, then in the case of upgradation process, if you are having some maintenance purpose and all, you will have to widen the taxiway if we are not able to increase the radius. So if the existing taxiway is like this and you have to widen the taxiway because we are not able to change the radius, then the R1 and R2, the values of R1 and R2 can be found out by using these expressions. R2 is equal to R minus 0.388 W square by R plus S. So that is the equation for R2. And if 0.388 W square by R plus is less than 0.5 T, we need not provide any widening. But if it is greater than 0.5 T, the R1, that is the new radius, can be found out by using this equation: d square plus 0.5 T the whole square plus 0.30 R minus R2 square minus RT by 2 into R minus R2. So T is the width of the taxiway, so R is radius, R2 we have obtained from the previous equation. Then D will be equal to 3W minus 0.4 R. And if D is less than W, the value of W can be used directly for D. We need not find out like this. So if D is less than W, W can be used instead of D, and otherwise D will be equal to 3W minus 0.4 R. So this is in the case of upgradation process. Next is width of the safety area. So if we are taking the width of the safety area, minimum width of 7.5 meters of shoulders adjacent to the pavement edge have to be paved with light strength material. So that is one thing, and the surface should be, that is the safety area. If we are taking safety area, the surface should be smooth, impervious, thick, and also should be treated with bitumen, and it should be able to provide disintegration. Otherwise, this material will be getting damaged easily. So the width of the safety area, it should be capable for supporting whatever vehicles that is coming on that particular taxiway, and if any sweeping equipment is there, it should be able to handle that also. That is the specification regarding safety area. So minimum 7.5 meter of shoulders adjacent to pavement area should be kept as safety area. So next is width of the taxiway. So the width of the taxiway will be depending upon what is the class of the airport that is constructed. So if it is A and B type of airport, it is 22.5 meters minimum width of taxiway. For C class, it is 15 meters. For D class, it is 9.9 meters, and for E class, it is 7.5 meters. But here the you can see, compared to runway, the width of the taxiway is less, because here it is not directly landing from runways, air, and also the speed will be less. So you can reduce the width. So based on class of airport, the width of taxiway will be varying. So these are the different geometric design factors. Next is exit taxi that we have already discussed. It is used for the landing aircraft to leave the runways as early as possible. It is only used for leaving. It is not used for entering the runways. It is used for exiting purpose only. So that is about taxiways.